Good afternoon. Welcome to More Than a Game. We are discussing. We're a little bit late because I can't get my head around this England squad. I'm just looking at it going, ooh, what? How's he in there? I'm half expecting to see Ben Chilwell because he's played 3 games for Palace or something. It is a very, very odd England squad. Ramsdale. It's got 4 goalies in. Thomas Tuchel's first squad, of course. James Trafford, Aaron Ramsdale, Jordan Pickford, Dean Henderson is the goalkeepers. Dan Burn, Colwell, Gay, Reece James.
Yeah.
Okay. Reece James, don't get me wrong, full disclosure, when he's fully fit, he should absolutely be in there, but fair play.
The only thinking is that because of Chelsea, really, isn't it? That's why he picked them, so many knows.
Yeah. Conce, Lewis Skelly, Liv Ramento, Jarrell Quansah, okay, Walker, and then Bellingham, Eze, Jordan Henderson, didn't even still know he's a footballer, Jones, Palmer, Rice, Morgan Rogers absolutely should be in there, Jarrett Bowen, Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, strange one, absolutely Solanke should be in there. Patrick Ridge, who is our editor, who does our written Substack, of course, for More Than a Game, he's done an article today. Go and check it out. Brilliant. It's called The Big Misses, and he's gone through some of the players who were unlucky to miss out. Patrick's got Morgan Gibbs-White, who I can't believe isn't in there. Forest have been
having a great season.
Brilliant. He's done really well. 5 goals, 6 assists he's got in 24 matches, averaging 0.51 goal contributions per 90. Jared Brantwaite, of course, who England...
He's the future.
Crazy. There's not a centre-back in there that should be in over him.
No.
My opinion. Absolutely outstanding. But hey-ho, there you go. Absolutely baffling, that one. I really like Thomas Tuchel. I wanted him as Everton manager on a few occasions, and I thought he's a good appointment, but I think he's had a bit of a mare with this squad. But Elliot Anderson, who's had a great season
for Forest.
So why wouldn't he be looked at? Why? No disrespect to Jordan Henderson, he's been brilliant for Liverpool and brilliant for England at times. But he's 32, 33. Why is he in? And someone like Elliot Anderson isn't in when you can have a close look at him.
You mentioned Dan Burns in the squad. Right, now, you've got to assume he's going to play. Because why bother?
What's the point? Yeah?
He'll be the eldest debutant for nearly 75 years.
But I mean, in isolation...
But
if he's playing brilliantly, you go, okay. I'm not one of them that goes.
The teams were playing, maybe,
and Newcastle are doing well, and he might be playing really well for Newcastle. And if that's the case, fair play. But someone like Jordan Henderson, who's been there and done it, has gone off. He's had a bit of a rocky go at Ajax. Like, we know what Jordan Henderson can do. See, I wouldn't be against Jordan Henderson if England were going to a finals.
Sure.
We're taking Jordan because great around the place, been there, done it, being a captain of a team that's won big trophies, he's going. But for this, someone like Elliot Anderson, have a look at him, the lad in, see what he's like, try to build it.
But is the manager going for who he thinks are form players?
No, if you're going for form players, then he should be in.
Well, that's why I ask.
Weird.
That's why I ask. You got
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
I was going to say he's got a blind spot for Forest, hasn't he?
Callum Hudson-Odoi, another one. How's he? He's not even being looked. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, basically you should have half the Forest team in. But
Ollie Watkins.
And then Ollie Watkins. Where the friggin' hell's Ollie Watkins? Ollie Watkins, brilliant. He's got 13 goals this season. He's 6 assists. He normally creates tons of goals and assists.
And he's done it for England recently as well. Scored the
bleeding goal in the semi-final, didn't he, to put England through? Why is he not in this squad? Unbelievable. And then obviously, listen, Ivan Toney's been left out, but whether you rate Saudi or you don't, he's got 16 goals in 21 games. Done well for England before. Nwaneri at Arsenal, excellent future player. Why is he not in there? I'm not on Patrick with this one. I mean, Patrick's put Adam Wharton. I don't see it with Adam Wharton, I'll be honest.
I'm not convinced.
I just don't see it. I just see Tom Davies. And that Tom Davies was a good, capable midfield player. And Adam Wharton's a good, capable midfield player. But he's not England. For me, he's not an international footballer. Yeah, he might be in 3 years, but right now...
So he just came back from a big...
And he's only just come back from a big injury, yeah. I mean, he played against Everton the other week, half a game, and if he touched it 3 times, he did well. But he's been out for ages. You've got to let him get back up to speed. I don't get that one, but there's others. They're big, glaring misses there.
Yeah.
Morgan, Gibbs, White,
That's the
Elliot
biggest,
Anderson, Hudson, Watkins, Ollie Watkins. Absolutely crazy to me.
What do you think of Rashford going straight back in?
And I don't agree with that. I'll be honest. He's had fleeting moments for Villa where he's looked lively. Good. He should be. You know, I've said it all in the summer with Marcus Rashford, and it is becoming a boring conversation. He's a very, very good player. There is talent in there. But he's got to deliver week in, week out. You know, and he may well do that at Villa. He might finish brilliantly. Villa doing really well through into the next, Champions League and all of that. Having a great season. If he has a great last 10 games, then absolutely get him in the squad at the end of the season. But right now, how's he? He's only getting in on because he's Marcus Rashford. Yeah. He's not getting in because he's exceptional for Villa when Ollie Watkins is exceptional for Villa. So, bit of a weird one, that one. Bit of a weird one. But there you go. I mean, John, what have you made of it?
Well, if you look at the squad, it's almost like the manager went with the usual suspects, and then the picks he's made are the ones that we're questioning, doesn't it? I mean, I'm looking at all the defenders there, and I'm thinking, really?
Well, if you're picking an England squad, right?
Yeah.
Pickford, of course, there's no goalie in the same universe as him at the moment.
Try and pick up and go through it now and try and do your starting 11.
Dean Henderson, you'd have promising goalie. James Trafford, all right. Loads of potential, but not there. So you'd go Aaron Ramsdale. So I wouldn't have 4 goalies. No. So James Trafford would miss out for me. Ramsdale would be in there. Colwill, I like Colwill. He'd be in there. Gay, he'd be in there. Concher, I really like. He'd be in there. Livramento. Loads of talent. I do like him.
Walker.
Kyle Walker. What's the point?
No.
Dan Burn, I wouldn't have him personally, but that's not. No, I wouldn't just now. Yeah. But I just go, okay.
It's just such a weird decision.
If you're gonna have a look,
it's almost like a reward for
midfield. Bellingham, of course, he'd be in there. Cole Palmer, of course. Declan Rice, of course. Absolutely, Curtis Jones. Absolutely, Morgan Rodgers.
Yeah.
Eze. He's been in and out. He was in the play, So Eze, I really like Eze. So you go, all right. Jordan Henderson, no chance for me. Not a chance. Jared Bowen, 100%. Foden, yeah. Anthony Gordon, absolutely. Harry Kane, absolutely. Dominic Solanke, absolutely. Marcus Rashford, no chance at this moment. Yeah. So I'm talking maybe 6 players.
Who's Rashford's? Whose place has he got?
Watkins? He's got Watkins' place, and he shouldn't. Not a chance. Jordan Henderson.
Been the shout, hasn't it? Yeah.
Jordan Henderson has got Elliot Anderson.
Conor Gallagher as well. He's been really good for that.
Scored the other night against Real Madrid.
Who's got Gibbs White's spot?
Eze.
Yeah. So that was a call, wasn't it?
And I like Eze,
that's a call.
Gibbs White.
Season, though, yeah.
If you were choosing between those two, you'd go Gibbs White. Mm-hmm. Then in the back, it's a bit of a mismatch of old boys and youngsters, isn't it?
It's again, he's got to look at some, but I don't get Dan Burn over Jared Brantwaite. I don't get, but he might play Dan Burn at left back because Newcastle play him at left back. He's not a centre back, is he? So I wouldn't really
Isn't it Quansah instead of Brantwaite?
No, but I'm saying.
Didn't Quansah go to the Euros though?
Yeah, I wouldn't have Jared Quansah in.
No.
I think he looks like he might be a decent player, but I think he's got to be playing at Liverpool.
Yeah, he's got to earn starts
regularly to get in.
You look who's keeping him out of the team, their team.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's their England squad's always cause a little bit of what's the word? Controversy, is it? Is that the right word?
But look what happened when Lee Carsley was the England manager for a bit. Yeah, he was far bolder than this guy. Maybe that was because he knew he was interim. Who knows?
Well, yeah, but I still just find it. I still find it a little bit bizarre. Like just those half a dozen we've mentioned there. It just seems a bit mad for me.
It does.
But there you go.
It's done now.
There you go.
What's
Good
the
luck to him.
11 out of that lot then?
Depends what he's thinking, isn't it? I mean, Pickford will be in goal, won't he?
Yeah.
But then will he? He might go, well, let's have a look at...
I want a very tall keeper.
Let's have a look at this. But it'd be Jordan Pickford. Well, it's got to be Jordan Pickford, doesn't it?
Becomes a story.
But I don't know what he's going to... It depends what system he's going to play, though. Isn't it? Because he's got Kyle Walker, Reece James and Livramento were all right backs. He's got 3 right backs in.
Didn't he used to play like a 5-back though at Chelsea?
He did, yeah, but...
Like Kyle Walker sort of suits that.
So Kyle Walker would be his 3rd centre-back on the right with the pace. So
Dan Burn also sort of suits it, doesn't he? Because he can play left-back and
so, yeah. So then you're going, okay, well, who's left wing-back then? Can't be Dan Burn. So Lewis Skelly.
Yeah.
All right, right wing-back, Reece James.
Yeah.
or Livramento.
But then
maybe.
what about you? What about a winger though?
You think that would be like a perfect position for like an Alexander Arnold or something as well?
But
Exactly.
he's injured,
But he's injured, so
Yeah, yeah.
you think he? I don't know. Because I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what he's going for. You have to wait and see how he plays it. Then you forward players.
Yeah.
Who's in, who's where with that? Cole Palmer, you'd think has got to play, but then where does he play? Is he playing him on the right, cutting in? Is he playing Anthony Gordon on the left? Is he playing Cole Palmer on the left? Is it Phil Foden? You know what I mean?
Morgan
It's like
Rodgers as well.
Morgan Rodgers been brilliant. Where does he play? So, of course, it's interesting because you'll see what he does as you go forward. It's difficult right now to call and say he'll play there and he'll play there because we don't know what system he'll play. Could play, like we say, could play 4 at the back, could go with the 3, which is what he likes as well.
3/5, yeah.
But if it's defenders who are the wing backs, then it's more like a back 5.
It is. Yeah.
Not an offensive 3, is it?
No.
But no, there's just some odd choices. There's just some odd choices there, and ones where you go. And listen, of course, we're gonna, as Evertonians, we'd sit here and go, "How's Jared Banthwaite not in it?" But I'm looking at Forest and going, "How's Gibbs White not in it?"
That's what I said. At blind.
How's Watkins not in it from Villa?
Who would all have been in our squad, and none of them are
Hudson Odoi.
Yeah.
Does he deserve a goal? Well,
yeah.
I mean, I don't think he deserves a goal more than Morgan Gibbs White.
That's true.
Interesting. Very interesting. There you go. That's doing the rounds today, and it's causing lots of concern. Check out Patrick's article if you haven't as well. The link to the Substack is in the description. Champions League this week, John.
Entertaining, wasn't it?
It was lively, I think is the best way of describing it. I don't think we get away with saying it was without incident. Because it wasn't. There was lots of incidents. And quite clearly, the biggest one of all is Julian Alvarez's double touch penalty. Which is I think the big issue is, does he touch it with his foot twice, right? Lots of angles are saying it. That you can see it, whatever. The reason how they've got it, they said there was a sensor in the ball. Article 14.1 of the LFAB laws say that the kicker must not play the ball again once he's touched it until another player has touched it. However, the biggest, most controversial bit of this for me is the fact that it wasn't retaken. Now, in no universe has Julian Alvarez thought, I'll kick this off one foot onto the other and therefore send the keeper the wrong way and it'll go down the middle, and it's a brilliant bit of skill because the lad slipped. Right? He's unintentionally hit the ball twice if he has. This thing that players could kick it on one foot onto the other and score a penalty is nonsense. It's nonsense. Oh, it is though, isn't it? No one's who's going up, I want to put my foot out, kick it again.
I'm agreeing with you.
It's bollocks, right? So therefore,
they all know they can't touch it twice. So why would they?
Exactly. So it's bollocks. So if it does happen, it's a slip. Ergo, take it again.
Sure.
If a goalkeeper takes a step off his line, even if you've scored, they bring it back and you retake it. If someone encroaches as you're taking it in the day, they make you take it again. So this is a Champions League.
Howard Webb would say,
go on,
this is a factual decision. It's not open to interpretation by the referee. He's touched it twice. It's cancelled. End of. That's it. So the rule is wrong, isn't it?
Such a high-profile game.
It doesn't do the sport.
A derby, a Champions League.
Well, it couldn't be worse, could it? It's a massive derby, an intra-city derby in the Champions League, in a playoff game, a knockout stage, at the ground of the guy you're penalising, and no one in there knows what happened.
That's it. They didn't even tell the fans what had gone on. Where's the announcement to say goal disallowed, double touch by Julian Alvarez?
The world over, from the BBC downwards, showed it as a goal and then unpicked it later, sort of thing. People in the stadium who are focused on the game don't even know until they suddenly see Rudiger slots one and go, hey, we won, It's crazy. And they'll change the rule, won't they, retrospectively?
They've said...
I think, though, that, just going off your thing, that they should retake it. Say if what happened with Alvarez the other night happens and he missed the pen or they saved it, do you think it should still be retaken then?
Well, yeah, because it's...
Even though
they're saying he's done something illegal, aren't he?
But then it's his fault.
Doesn't matter.
I get the thing of retaking it, but if it's his fault for doing it,
what about
he's done his job?
If Alvarez slots and Courtois takes a step off his line and it goes in, Alvarez is still getting penalised, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he has to take it again because the goalie's decided to take a step off a line. They don't say in the rules, keeper, if you step off your line and he scores, it's a goal, even though you've broke the rule.
But generally...
Do you know what I mean?
Generally, when keepers do that, they give the goal, don't they?
Not always, no.
But generally. So
I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
In other words, it's a subjective decision.
I'm not sure now, because they have the lines of watching the goalie. The minute the goalie takes a step, that's why you'll see them often stand behind the line, so that when they step onto the line.
So here's a thing for you, because we can talk briefly, like throw-ins are treated, a faulty throw-in versus a foul throw and all those sorts of things. So would you be cool with... They'll change the rules, right? So the microchip says, oh, you touched it twice and you scored, we're taking it again. You touched it twice, you didn't score, tough. Or would you say that's take again?
If you kick it twice, you need to take it again.
Full stop. So
end the story.
So you make it a factual thing.
It's just a factual thing.
So they've got a factual thing now that says you've touched it twice, therefore we cancel it, regardless of the outcome. And you don't get to take it again. Just modify whatever that rule is to say when this happens, you take it again.
You just have to retake it because you've done something illegal.
I know, but you've done something illegal. So say if the keeper says it, now the keeper's being...
Okay, so they're going to... Like, FIFA have come out and said...
But the rule was set for a completely different thing.
Right.
Yeah.
The FIFA have come out with UEFA. UEFA have said the law was applied correctly.
Which is what I sort of said, yeah.
But they've said now...
in the future...
The cases, they're looking at it clearly, regarding the cases where it's clearly unintentional. So it was clearly he slipped.
Yeah.
So therefore, you just take it again. Just make the rule. If you touch it twice, you take it again, whether you put it in or you don't. That's on you. You might score and the keeper outstrikes you for the second one. It's a slip.
Is that just in penalty shootouts? Or is it penalties full stop?
It's penalties full stop, isn't it? If you touch it twice, it's illegal.
I'm a cynic. If it's clearly unintentional, who decides whether it's clearly unintentional?
So make it the double touch.
Yeah,
then
that's what I mean. Any double touch, take it again.
You know what my thoughts are with rules.
Yeah.
Same with handballs.
Keep them simple.
Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
If it's your hand, it's a penalty. No matter where it is, what it is, what's
you take it again. Forget this clearly intentional rubbish. If you touch it twice, you take it again. Never happened in the Premier League, though, would it? Yet. No chip in the ball, mate.
That's it. So they just have to say it slipped, wouldn't he? But it's. I just don't think it puts the game in a very good position.
It's not in the high profile of this one.
It makes it look ridiculous, in my opinion. And
imagine if it had been the other way around. Real Madrid had gone out that one.
It was mad.
Totally mad.
Ollie Watkins was injured.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came off with in the injury or something.
Oh, okay, fair
That's
play.
fair enough.
All right. Well, all the others, though.
Yeah, all the others. But it's
UEFA
Blind spot on Forest just doesn't seem
Yeah.
right, does
No,
it?
they're not all injured, are
That's
they?
right.
The UEFA Champions League, last 16 games, Barcelona beat Benfica 3-1. They look really good. Rafinha with a couple of goals there.
Yeah,
Barca look really strong. Bayern Munich won 2-0 at Leverkusen to beat them 5-0 on aggregate. Harry Kane amongst the
junior
goal
members of the
scorers.
league in the place there.
Yeah. Inter Milan, who I think have got a great chance of winning the whole
I'd
thing.
go up the whole way, couldn't they?
They beat Feyenoord 2-1 to go through 4-1 on aggregate. Liverpool opposed the shock of Tuesday night. Liverpool
Wasn't a shock, was it?
went out to PSG. Was a shock.
Okay.
Beaten 1-0 at home and beaten 4-1 on penalties. And then on Wednesday, Dortmund won 2-1 in Lille to go through 3-2.
Good result, that wasn't
a great one. Went
Yeah.
behind, of course, Jonathan
did.
David,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Emre
yeah.
Can and Max Bayer. Arsenal, having won 7-1 in PSV, drew 2-2 at the Emirates with PSV. Aston Villa 6-1 aggregates after beating Bruges 3-0 at home the other night. And Atletico Madrid obviously beat Real 1-0 but went out 4-2 on penalties.
Quick goal.
Interesting, very, very interesting. Europa League games last night. Athletic Club beat Roma 3-1 to go through 4-3. Yeah, Matt Hummels early on.
Do you think that was a sending off?
The referee did.
No.
And there you go.
It's one of those, I think, where you classically you can understand why, but you can also start convincing yourself, there was cover and all this sort of rubbish. But see his apology on social media.
That didn't.
Yeah,
that didn't. No.
He apologised, said it was all his fault and so on.
There you go. A brace for Nico Williams there.
Yeah.
Frankfurt beat Ajax 4-1 to go through 6-2. Lazio 1-1 with Victoria Pleasant. They got through 3-2. Olympiacos Piraeus 2, Bodo Glimt 1, but Bodo Glimt won 4-2 aggregates. Manchester United
Hat-trick?
penalty. Manchester penalty United at the moment.
Yeah, 2 penalties.
Beat Real Sociedad 4-1. 2 penalties for Bruno Fernandes.
Hat-trick for
Got a
him,
hat-trick though.
Yeah.
Olympic Lyon beat FCSB 4-0 to win 7-1 on aggregates. And Rangers got beat 2-0 at home but won 3-2 on penalties
That's mad,
against
isn't it?
Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
And Spurs beat AZ 3-1 to scrape through.
Got there in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odeberg brace got them through. And in the Conference League, Cercle Bruges beat Jagiellona Bialystok 2-0. They got beat though 3-2 on aggregate. Djurgården beat Paphos 3-0. They won 3 on aggregate. Lugano 5, Kells 4. And Kells won 3-1 on penalties. 5 all overall. Rapid Vienna beat Borac Banja Luka 2-1 last night, won 3-2. Chelsea Copenhagen 1-0. Dewsbury Hall 3-1 aggregate win. Fiorentina 3, Panathinaikos 1. Got Fiorentina through. Moise Keane with the all-important goal. Got them through 5-4 on aggregate. Legia Warsaw 2, Mold 0. To go through 4-3 on aggregate. Legia and Real Betis won 4-0 at Victoria Gimeresh to win 6-2 on aggregate. Lots of interesting games there.
Yeah.
Over at the Premier League this weekend, Everton, West Ham, Ipswich Forest, Manchester City, Brighton, Southampton, Wolves and Bournemouth against Brentford. The ones that stand up there, Ipswich Forest, both ends of the table. Obviously Ipswich need to start winning games. Lost 5 of the last 6. They're 6 points behind Wolves in that final relegation battle. Then it's 16 behind West Ham, Everton, and 17 behind Tottenham and Manchester United. So there's only really Wolves who are in their sight. Nottingham Forest, of course, in 3rd at the moment. And they, the hunt for that Champions League place. So they need the victory. They're 4 ahead of Manchester City. So
Well, England will probably get 5 places, won't they?
possibly, but just keep winning, and they're in there.
I don't know if it got sorted last night. It could have got sorted depending on results, couldn't it, with the coefficient? But yeah, the 4 point, even then, the 4 points clear of Newcastle, aren't they? So, and of course, Newcastle won't play this in the league this weekend
anyway. So,
as maybe Arsenal might get within 12 points. If of the champions. Sorry, probably the champions. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Of course they are. Yeah.
City need to beat Brighton. That's another tricky one
It
for
is.
them. Manchester City
They'll
currently in.
fancy the European Champions League.
Brighton, what's the point between them?
Absolutely.
You know, Brighton go to the Etihad and win, which they're capable of. City have lost 3 of the last 6.
And they'll be, 2
Brighton have won 4 on the run.
Yeah,
so if Brighton were to win, they'd go above them. So
That's right, yeah.
that's a big game as well. Southampton Wolves, Wolverhampton Wanderers should win at Southampton, and if they do so,
and Ipswich don't, that nails the bottom
then
three, doesn't
sort
it?
of, this is a game Wolves have got to win
Yeah.
to keep them. Bournemouth, who are very much still in the race for Europe, they entertain Brentford. No win in the last 3 for Bournemouth. I've seen them drop down, but
I was going to say
when they were right in the midst of it,
they need a win, don't they, to
but a
get back on
victory.
it, yeah.
The game in hand on Aston Villa they've got at the moment, and they need that victory to push them back into the European places. And of course, on Sunday, Arsenal Chelsea, big one. Arsenal have got to win because Forest may well have gone within a point of them the day before. For Chelsea, it's a big game, obviously Champions League. If they were to beat Arsenal, who haven't won in the last 3, they were to beat Arsenal, they would go within 3 points of them. So
I haven't looked, but outside of Liverpool, Forest must be the most consistent up there, aren't they? They're 2 or 3, a couple of wins away from thinking we've got this. Yeah.
Fulham face Spurs at Craven Cottage, and then Leicester versus Manchester United 7 o'clock on Sunday night. Mad one, absolute mad one.
They're better away.
United are better away, in all fairness.
They'll win that.
There's the Carabao Cup final, Liverpool Newcastle R4 kick-off on Sunday. Where is your money, John, on this one?
Liverpool.
Is it?
Yeah. I think Anthony Gordon not wanting to play in the final is a differentiator there, I think. But Isaac will be good, won't he? And I think that Liverpool's central defenders are not what they were or what they hope to be. But you can't bet against Liverpool to win it, can you?
No.
So,
They have said Trent Alexander-Arnold is out of the League Cup final with an injury, and he could be out for a bit.
I'd be really surprised if Liverpool don't win it. So,
well, that's it, isn't it? You look and go, you'd expect them to win it, but Newcastle, long wait for a trophy. Who knows? Bruno Fernandes has said he turned down an offer to leave Manchester United this summer. 30-year-old got a hat-trick last night. He had talks with United about his future, but
never turned into a new contract, did it?
No, but we'll see. He's got 15 goals this season.
Maybe he's reminding them that he'll get offers again in a couple of months. Yeah.
Well, this is it, isn't it? He's got 15 goals and 13 assists.
I mean,
for United.
He's having a captain's season, isn't he?
So
He really is. Yeah.
I mean, if you look down the list there, he's created on his own 37.3% of United's goals.
Is he really?
I mean, Mo Salah tops it. He's got, the goals and assists, incredible in all competitions, is it? Yeah. 32 goals Mo Salah's got in all competitions, 22 assists this season.
Yeah, 17 assists in the Premier League alone.
Creates 51.4% of Liverpool's goals.
Really? That's why.
Isaac at Newcastle, you've just mentioned, 22 goals and 5 assists. He creates 41.5% of Newcastle's goals. Chris Wood, 18 goals, 3 assists. It's 41.2% of Forest.
Wow.
Cunha, 15 goals, 4 assists. That's 40.4% of Wolves' goals. Ollie Watkins, 14 goals, 12 assists.
Delap's the one. He must have a big chunk of it.
37.7. He's not on the list, unsurprisingly.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so big weekend for Newcastle. Can they end the wait?
Was it since 55? Is it?
It's a long time, isn't it? It's a very, very long time.
70 years, is it, something?
Since they won
it. Isn't it?
It's, when you look at it like that, it's such a long wait, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I do think Liverpool are obviously the big favourites. There's a huge game in La Liga this weekend. Barcelona face Atletico Madrid. at Atletico Madrid. Now, they'll be obviously hurting from the way they've gone out of the Champions League. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. There is 1 point between the two sides.
That's right, yeah.
Barca do have
With
a game
Madrid in
hand.
between them.
Yeah, Barca do have a game in hand. Atletico have only lost 3 games this season. Barca have lost 5. So there'll be all eyes on that one, I think, Saturday night.
The Griezmann derby.
The Griezmann derby. That's what they're calling it, I believe, in Spain.
Never won the Liga though, even though he's played.
Sunday night, that is, sorry. Sunday night, that game, not Saturday, Sunday night.
Well, he's never won La Liga.
Never won the Liga, even though he's played for both Barca and Atletico Madrid for years.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy.
Absolutely crazy. Real Madrid go to Villarreal on Saturday at 5:30, so obviously a victory for them there would put them top. Well, a point would take them top, but a victory will put the pressure obviously on Barca and Atletico, who play on Sunday night. They've done brilliantly, Atletico Madrid, though, when you see
They have.
what they're up against. It's
Got a few more resources, the other two, haven't they?
just a little bit, but
Yeah.
they've done brilliantly. In Germany at the weekend, Bayern face Union Berlin. James, if only this was next week when you were in Berlin,
I know,
you
yeah,
could have been
literally.
watching Union Berlin
John
beat.
Darcher's team.
It is John Darcher's team. Bayern Munich 8 points clear at the top. They lost last week, which everyone would have been made up at Leverkusen.
All
Only
the top teams
Leverkusen
lost,
got
didn't
beat.
they?
Yeah, mad, absolutely mad. Union Berlin are down in 14th, but they're clear of any relegation. Won the last game as well.
6 points on.
But Bayern look like they've won it. 8 points clear with 9 games to go.
Here's a thing for you that people were talking about on Twitter.
Hmm?
Do you think if obviously Bayern Munich win the league this season and they do well in the Champions League, that Harry Kane could be in for a shout for the Ballon d'Or? Because people are saying Salah, but then obviously Liverpool got knocked out.
Why not? He got a ton of goals last. What's he on this season?
21.
21.
Far
Mine,
ahead of Shea, who's second. And then Marmouche is still third somehow.
He had an unbelievable first half of the season. When
Munich would have to win Champions League, wouldn't they, for him to have a real chance?
I think that's what he'd have to do.
It's often
Yeah, because
winner.
Liverpool will win the league, won't they? And probably the League Cup.
Yeah.
And Salah, they've got to the last 16 and he's been key in that and all that. So it is hard. It's hard to argue against it, but then someone might go, well, Kane's won the Bundesliga, so...
Maybe the Champions League.
You know, if he wins the Champions
That's what
League,
I mean.
I think he's in for a shout for it,
Yeah.
definitely. Because who else? Who were the others? Who were
It's all the Real Madrid, like Mbappe.
Vinny,
Yeah.
Mbappe, and again,
Rafinha at Barca's
Rafinha's had a tremendous season.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's difficult, isn't it? Because they don't always judge it the way you expect it to be judged, do you? So, but at least
His name's there.
he's in the conversation, even if he gets nowhere near it. But if he is there, it's justification for him going to moving. You know, a lot of people,
wanted
you
some
included,
medals.
James,
He
Wanted some medals, didn't he?
raising your eyes for him going there. But he's going to win a league this season. He's going to win a trophy, which he's never done. He's going to be the main striker in a team that's won the Bundesliga
So he's not a
this
jinx
season.
after all.
No. And
Over, yeah.
they can't blow an 8-point lead, I don't think. They won last week, only they got a man sent off.
Yeah.
So, and that might sort of reset them a little bit, mightn't it? You know, that's the way.
76 goals in 81 games he's had at Munich.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not bad at all.
It's not bad, you know, when you look at it like that. Top of Serie A, of course, interesting as well, given there's 3 points between Inter top and Atalanta in third spot. Inter face Atalanta in Atalanta
It's hard.
on Sunday. So obviously a victory for Atalanta, and they are joint top.
Yeah, big game.
Which is a huge game. And I think
They
Napoli...
score for fun, don't they, Atalanta? So.
Well, they won 4-0 at Juve last week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Napoli go to Venezia, who are second bottom. So you'd expect Romelu Lukaku and company to win that one. So really, it's a huge game. Sunday night should be a cracker, that one. It should be an absolute cracker, shouldn't it? When you look at it from that perspective. See Milan there, just, you know, down in 9th at the moment.
You've got a bit of a super team as well.
Focus is elsewhere, Baz.
Lost 3 out the last 4.
Yeah.
6 off Europe at the moment.
Yeah, they
You
are,
know.
yeah.
Wonder if that'll refocus Roma as well, going out last night.
Yeah.
They've won the last 5 on the run and are just 4 points off Europe again.
Yeah.
Bologna there. They're hugely disappointed.
They're home this weekend, aren't they, Roma?
Yeah. If they got seen it then. Is it gone? Roma. Oh no. Yes, I'm gone. Where is he? Hey, where are you? They've got Cagliari at home.
Cagliari, yeah.
You'd expect them to win that one, of course. While Bologna have got Lazio at home, so not an easy one, that one. Not an easy one. Them two, next to each other in the league with just a point between it. So Roma, a draw, I think, for Roma. They'd be looking for, they can win.
They've got Lecce next week, so they're down near the bottom as well. So they might fancy a couple of good results, put them back in the mix, wouldn't it?
Yeah, certainly would. Seeing if there's any headline stuff there. Chelsea have announced that they are going to sign Quenda from Sporting for £40 million. Giovanni Quenda. Yeah, 17-year-old. He's signing a 7-year deal with an option for an extra season. But he won't join Chelsea until 2026. 40 million.
That's another variable now for the Premier League's investigation, which has been ongoing for such a long time.
João Paiva from CNN Portugal says Quenda is the biggest wonder kid in Portuguese football right now, one of the most exciting. So we started hearing about Quenda a few years ago when he was 14 or 15 in the youth teams at Sporting. He already has some qualities, impressive skills, quickness of movement, and how fast he can be. We already consider him a fantastic player, and he has a lot of room to grow. He thinks he could come straight into the Premier League now and do well. But he's going to stay for another year, which is interesting, isn't it?
It's a good way to get deals over the line, isn't it? So,
7 years though.
Yeah.
Is that simply just to spread payments? Is it?
Well, only 5 years can count, can't they? So, in European and Premier League. So, don't know. Just want to tie people up for a long time. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And Real are very interested in Enzo Fernandez, apparently. At Chelsea. So, there you go. Maybe one in, one out, who knows? You just mentioned it before, and I just checked about the Champions League spots before we go. But the Premier League is on course to gain an extra Champions League place from next season, based on the performance of English sides in Europe. 2 leagues across Europe will be rewarded with an additional spot in the 25-26 Champions League as a reward for their coefficient ranking. England leads the rankings table at the moment.
Quite a good lead as well, I recall, and with all the teams.
But there could be up to 7 Premier League teams in next season's Champions League.
Really? Oh, because of winning it and all that sort of stuff.
So each country has the coefficient ranking based on how their teams perform in the 3 men's competitions.
Like. Yeah.
For example, if a Premier League had 100 points, then it'd be split by number of teams playing in Europe. 7 and give England a coefficient of 14.28. So you get an extra spot. The Premier League, the top 4 clubs automatically qualify, and then an additional place goes to the 5th place team.
And then winners of the Champions League and winners of the Europa League, if they're not in those places.
So you've got United and Tottenham, who've still got a chance of reaching the Europa League quarter-finals, are on a knife's edge.
And you got Villa in the Champions League. Yeah.
So Villa, the top 5.
7 English teams in the... Wow.
Crazy, isn't it? Because they were saying they could go down to Europe, could go down to 11th place
top
this season.
Half sort of thing,
the top half are in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something me and Ped have said a few times, that they'll probably end up with something like that, where the half of the Premier League are in Europe.
Oh, for
money and
Substack I did a few weeks ago. I said exactly that. We're moving towards the top half of the Premier League are in Europe most seasons, or certainly fighting for it. Yeah.
Right. So just quickly race through these comments before we finish. Paul Hopley says, "How does Dan Burn get in the squad before Jarrod Branthwaite? Surprised he never dropped Pickford and brought Joe Hart back out of retirement." Ian Barron says, "A very good afternoon, everyone watching. Hope you're well, having a great day. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe." Thank you, Ian. Much appreciated. He also says, question for Baz, does the England squad show the lack of English footballers in England? I think they're all English who were in it. Bit more physical, isn't it? The physical aspects, really. Celtic Vape says Atletico were robbed, in my opinion. They were the better team on the night. And James Graham says, I think it was a bad look for the Champions League. I think so. Yeah. David B, the inner foot might touch twice during a pass, especially if care is intended. Cheers, Anthony, for that one. Jake says Adam Wharton is streets ahead of Tom Davies. Can't be that average if Madrid are looking at him. Madrid are looking at everyone, by the way. I didn't say he was the same as Tom Davies, did I? I said he reminds me of Tom Davies. I've watched a lot of football. People stand out. He doesn't stand out. He gets it and passes it, which is fine. I did say, I think he might be brilliant in 2 or 3 years. Right now, he just looks like an average player to me. But I don't watch him every week.
Just so you know, and the other thing that you had, over 1,700 of the players who play in the Premier League are English.
Okay, there you go.
The next highest is France with just under 250. So he's got 3 or 4 times as many players to choose from as anyone else.
There you go. Matthew Williams says the Quansah and Byrne call-ups over Jarrett are genuinely laughable.
It's all about opinions.
Yeah. Stephen Hewitt says, wonder if Tuchel was a big fan of Nuhi Bear, explaining why he's picking Palace players. And MB says he enjoyed the show. Thank you very much. Right, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that. We'll be back on Monday looking at all of the action from the leagues and any other stories that are doing the rounds. Thanks for watching. See you later.